Well, hi everyone. I hope you're all well. Thanks for coming back to see me today. Especially especially after that debacle of a show that I put on yesterday evening. I'm glad that I haven't put you all off, and I hope that you're going to enjoy this one. Anyway, so I hope you're all well, like I say, and that you're having a great day. And yeah, so I just thought I'd come in today and review all the weekend's just gone's matches from the FA Premier League that took place. And I'm just going to sort that out and then we can get started. So, yeah, let's put that. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I'm just bringing up my little thingy. Hold on just a second. I just want to try to do something a bit different with it. Get this working properly because I'm not happy with the way it's working. Hold on just a second for me. And then we can get the thing. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's go here. Hopefully that should be a bit better. And right, okay, so here we go. That's much better. That's the way that I want it, to be quite honest. And James is here. Hi, James. How are you? Yeah, he says, hi, Warren. I bet you were annoyed with last night's performance by Arsenal, mate. I was absolutely furious. Another pitiful bloody performance at home. And again, the midfield got overrun. We kept getting caught in possession. And the only time we looked threatening was near the end when we were like pushing for an equaliser. And it comes to something when the best player, the Arsenal's best two players are the goalkeeper, and who's been our best player for weeks on end. And I personally believe he's the only reason that Mikel Arteta has still got a job. And a guy who is running his contract down and wants to get out of the club in Lacazette. I was really impressed with him when he come on. He looked full of aggression and all the rest of it. So, yeah, no, I wasn't happy at all, mate. I don't know what you thought about it, but I was not impressed. I thought it was dreadful, to be quite honest. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's get on with it. Like I say, I'm going to review the Premier League's matches from the weekend just gone, and also look at our prediction, the Warren's Team Talk prediction game, see how that's moving along. And for all of those you're watching on playback, please leave your comments in the comment section of the video. Please let me know what you thought about the weekend's games. If you've got any comments you want to make about them, anything particular game that stood out for you, or things like that, really. Just any comments you've got about any of the games that took place for match day 8, because it was a really wild set of matches, I have to say. So let's get on with it. And if you're new and you've not visited me before and visited my channel, thanks very much for coming in. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Also, everyone, please don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please make sure you share the video around with as many people as you possibly can. I'd be very much appreciative of that. So anyway, so let's get started. So the first fixture of the weekend saw Liverpool travel down to Watford, and it's fair to say that Watford, who were under the management of Claudio Ranieri for the first time, got absolutely ripped to shreds. James has come in with another chat saying some of the reaction to the equaliser was a major overreaction. Palace played well, but another inconsistent performance by Arsenal. Yeah, they did. And when Arsenal got that equaliser, I saw Patrick Vieira fall into the ground, not fall into the ground. He went down on his hands and knees and started thumping the ground. And I can understand why. And that's the sort of attitude I want from a manager. Because I can tell you now, if he would have ripped those players to shreds, because Arsenal were there for the taking again. And let's have it right. Crystal Palace are a mid-table club. They are. And big up, massive respect to them and all the rest of it. But they're a better club than we are at the moment. And that proved that what happened last night proves it. So Liverpool could have had more than 10 at Watford, and the goal from Salah was unbelievable, says James. Yeah, I couldn't have put it better myself, mate. It was. And it was an unbelievable goal. And yeah, they could have had more than 10. I watched Match of the Day, and like every time that Liverpool attacked, they looked like they were going to score. And I remember seeing Claudio Ranieri's face on several occasions when the camera went on him during that game. And at one point, I thought he was going to burst into tears. He's probably sitting there thinking, what the hell have I done? How the hell am I going to save this lot? Because they look a mess. I mean, they look an even bigger mess than what Arsenal are. And, you know, it's terrible. It really is. So Liverpool were absolutely superb, though, I have to say. I know it probably pains you to have to say that, James, and to hear it from me as well. But they were. We have to be honest about it, mate. They were absolutely fantastic. Then the next game saw Wolves take on Aston Villa in the West Midlands derby. Wolves won this game by 3-2, and it was another mad game. Villa were 2-0 up with about 10, 15 minutes, I think, left on the clock. And they just suddenly exploded and scored 3 goals right near the end of the game. And that free kick at the end, oh my God, that was an absolute madness. The free kick for the winning goal, it was absolute madness. So yeah, fair play to Wolves for getting the victory, but I'm sure the Villa fans were absolutely going ballistic to throw away a 2-goal lead when you've got only 10 minutes of the game left. It's bonkers, absolutely bonkers. James has come in with another chat. Villa were completely all over the Wolves, but James says Villa were completely all over Wolves, but after the second goal, they just sat back and invited too much pressure with Wolves chasing the game. They did, and it was on the cards that it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. And for me, they asked for that. They really did. Well, the way they played. Then Leicester against Manchester United. So Leicester City played Manchester United at the King Power Stadium. And Leicester ended up winning that game by 4-2. And I have to say that I just can't believe that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is managing to hold on by his fingertips at Manchester United. Now, is it 3 or 4? I think it's 4 games now where they failed to win recently. And this was terrible. To get thumped like that against a team that's out of form, it was just ridiculous. It really was. And I think that he's on thin ice. How much longer he's going to be able to survive at United, I really don't know. Maybe it's because they can't get a replacement for him. I really don't know, but it can't surely keep on with this nonsense much longer. And I get the feeling as well that there's problems in the dressing room, and that's it, because especially since Ronaldo's arrived, that he's like sort of saying, "What the hell's going on here?" And it's just causing a massive problem. James says United cannot defend at all. They can forget top 6 if Ole is still there. They rely on individuals to get out of jail too much. Leicester 100% deserved the win. Yeah, they did, mate. And their United's defending yet again was woeful. And like I say, I'm getting, the longer this goes on, the more I'm thinking that there's a massive problem in the dressing room, and it's all sort of seemed to like come to a head. It's all seemed to me to come to a head since Ronaldo has arrived. Maybe he's stirring them up or something. I really don't know, but it don't look good, does it? And then, like you say, their defending is absolutely dreadful. And if Ole stays there, I certainly can't see United getting top 4. And I'd be very surprised if they get top 6, because they're all over the shop. James Dunlop says, I think Zidane would be the perfect choice for United. I'm not sure Conte would work with Ronaldo or Pogba. Yeah, I get that feeling as well. I get the feeling that Conte doesn't like... he doesn't like big stars, but I just think he doesn't like all the crap that goes with it, and like the egos and all the rest of it. Because, I just think he thinks it's something that he doesn't need. I know, for example, that Unai Emery, when he was manager at PSG, he had trouble with Neymar and some of the other big egos there as well. So it happens. And some of these players, they think they're bigger than what the club is. And probably in Ronaldo's case, it's probably true. But but Pogba is a big problem, because he just plays when he feels like it, as far as I can see. So, and then Manchester City against Burnley. Burnley from what I saw on Match Today, looked like Burnley played quite well. And from what I was reading on the text commentary when I was doing that show with Old School Gunner, when we were doing our live match centre thing, it looked like Burnley were like creating lots of chances, and they could have got something out of that game. But they ended up losing by 2-0. And it just sort of brought it home to me how much I think City need a striker. Because I heard who's the commentator. One of the commentators said about City's second goal, the one that De Bruyne scored, he thumped it in and sort of made it sort of look like he was saying to the rest of the team, yeah, that's how you do it. And we should be beating this lot by more than bloody 2. So, fair play to him. Burnley had a few chances against City. They did pretty well, despite the fact they lost the game. Yeah, I think they did. I think, well, they certainly did a lot better than what Arsenal did at the City of Manchester Stadium, that's for sure. But yeah, most clubs at the moment are doing better than us up there. So anyway, so then the next game there on the list is Norwich City against Brighton, and that was an unbelievable game as well. And the thing that sticks out to me about that game was when that fella went round the Brighton goalkeeper and he just like hit the tamest shot I think I've ever seen. And I remember Alan Shearer like doing his summary on Match of the Day saying, well, um, I was worried that the shot wasn't even going to get to the goal. So never mind him getting the thing on target, because that was pitiful. The way that he just like hit that ball, it was pitiful. And he should have done way better than that. And again, both of them don't look like they can score. So yeah, there needs to be work done on that. I thought Norwich looked better than they did in their last game, but again, Brighton, they need to start taking their chances if they want to like put a consistent pressure on the teams at the top of the table, because I think they're fifth at the moment in the Premier League, but that's not going to continue if they keep not taking chances the way they are. And James has come in with another chat saying he should put his foot through it. Missed opportunity from Norwich. Brighton are fourth now. Yeah, exactly. So, they're not. They're gonna start losing games if they don't start taking chances. Because any other team, a striker in that position, like, I don't know, Harry Kane or Aubameyang or any other striker would have buried that chance. I'm absolutely confident of that. That's sure. And Brighton they look a really well organised side. Well, they are, and they outclassed us at the Amex Stadium the game before last. And they should have beaten us, but they just didn't take their chances. And this happened again at Norwich. So that's 2 games in a row where they failed to score. So they need to start finding their shooting boots, to be quite frank, in my opinion. Okay, so let's move on. So, yeah, the next game I want to talk about is Southampton against Leeds. Southampton won that game by 1-0, and that was a major shock to me, to be quite honest. I thought Leeds would get something out of the game. I wasn't sure they would have won it, but I thought they'd get something from it. And, they ended up losing by 1-0. So there you go. And then there was the Brentford against Chelsea game. And what a game that was. And it looked to me from the highlights I saw that Brentford absolutely, they run Chelsea really ragged. They really did. And they had numerous chances to, especially in the second half, they put Chelsea really on the rack and tested them. And fair play to Chelsea, to be quite honest, for withstanding that pressure and getting the win. So, yeah, it was great, especially the goalkeeper, Mendy. He was absolutely superb. And James has come in with another chat saying, Leeds look all over the place. I know they were missing a few players, but they need to get back to basics. But Bielsa never changes his tactics. No, I don't think he will, mate. And I do worry for them. I really do, because people go on about this thing about second season syndrome and all that rubbish and whatnot. But they might go if they don't start performing, because that was another poor performance. And yeah, you're right, they do look all over the place. And then there was the Everton West Ham game. Now, I haven't seen anything about this game, and I haven't seen any highlights yet. I do intend to. I just haven't had a chance yet, unfortunately. But I feel I really thought that Everton would get at least a draw out of this game, and I thought they could even win it. And the fact that they lost it is a big feather in David Moyes' cap. I know that Everton have got two really important players missing now, and the sooner they get those players back, the better, because it looks to me like they need them. And I heard Rafa saying that, or I heard someone from the club, I don't know if it was Rafa, but someone from the club was saying that they're going to try and recruit some backups in the January window. And to me, they certainly need them, because it's going to cost them otherwise, because they could legitimately challenge for the top four, in my opinion, if they had, players of quality and who they could call on to come into the side when those two aren't available. Particularly with the form that United are in, I think that fourth place spot in the top four is up for grabs for someone who can put a run together. And then James has come in with a chat saying, like I said yesterday, West Ham were by far the better side. Couldn't understand why Iwobi played. He did nothing all game. Mate, we had trouble like that with Iwobi at Arsenal as well. I mean, he would have games where he was absolutely outstanding. He really did, to be fair to him. But then he'd have games where he would just be completely anonymous and not perform. And I know that once when he was at Arsenal, he was on international break and he went to play for Nigeria in a friendly against Argentina. And Argentina had their full-strength team out, and he absolutely destroyed them, almost single-handedly. I think he scored a hat-trick or something, and they beat Argentina by 4-1. So I would have, if I'd been Rafa, I would have hauled him off, because it sounds like he had a really poor game from what you're saying, James. Said we've lost Doucouré to injury now, and we might need the NHS to sponsor us soon. Laugh out loud. Well, that's true, and that's another massive miss for you, because Doucouré is a massive, massive player for you. And the midfield, for me personally, is the most important part of the team, because it's the engine room. It connects the whole team together. It binds it. And if the midfield's not performing, then the rest of the team's going to struggle to perform as well. So, yeah, I feel for you, mate, because Rafa needs to pull a few of his famous rabbits out the hat. Otherwise, things are going to start going pear-shaped for him. And like I said at the start of the season, if he starts getting a few bad results, I can see, and it goes on for a few weeks, I can see the Everton faithful turning on him because of his Liverpool connections. So, but let's see. I don't know if you agree with me about that, James, but I personally think it could happen. Also, anyone watching this on playback, put in the comments about what you think about the situation at Everton, because I think that if they're not careful, they're going to miss the boat here. I really do. Because they could legitimately have a claim for the top four this year with the way that United are playing. And it looks like they're sort of spurning their chances. Now, the next game is the Newcastle against Spurs game. The first game under the Newcastle ownership. Now, before we talk in depth about that game, I just want to say that I hope that the supporter from Newcastle United who had the heart attack is doing well in the hospital, and that they're recovering. They're continuing to recover well after that awful thing that happened to them. My thoughts are with them, and my thoughts go out to their family and everything. And also big up to was it Dele Alli that went running over to the dugout, demanding that they go and help the person with the defibrillator and all the rest of it. So yeah, I'm obviously not his biggest fan, but what he did there was absolutely spot on, and fair play to him. I hope he gets mentioned in dispatches, as they say. But yeah, so it was Newcastle's first game under the new ownership, and it couldn't have got off to a better start for them. I think they scored within 2 minutes, and I tuned in to see how Expressions was reacting to the fact that they'd gone 1-0 down, and he was going absolutely potty. He's so funny. Yeah, I just think he's superb. Like when Tottenham start losing, the things that he comes out with, it's just absolutely hilarious. The brain the man has is just incredible. The things that he comes out with, he's so funny. He could easily really be a top draw stand-up comedian. He really could, because he's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And James says, James is coming with another chat saying, I'd just like to say that it's great news that the fan who was seriously ill at St James's Park is better. Massive praise to the doctor who helped him on Sunday. Yeah, I completely agree with that, mate. I didn't realise. Has he been discharged from hospital? So, yeah, fantastic news. That's absolutely brilliant news, because that was awful what happened on Sunday at that game. And James Dunlap saying, Eddie Howe is in talks with Newcastle, I've heard. We'll see what happens. Yeah, don't be surprised if he doesn't string them along for fucking months on end. And then at the last minute just turns around saying, yeah, actually, no, I'm not coming. I'm not interested. Because that's what he did to Celtic. So, like, he's gone down in my estimations, to be quite frank. And to be honest, I wanted him at Celtic when there was in talks with him. I heard him talking about tactics on stuff on this YouTube video that I found about him, and he looked really, really tactically astute. But he's gone down in my estimations, I have to say. So, and James Dunlop says, I know all I know is the fan is responding well. Don't think he's out of hospital yet. Well, let's hope he comes out soon and he continues to improve, because that was awful. But I've also heard as well, James, that Unai Emery's in the running for the Newcastle job. Can you imagine if Unai Emery gets the job at Newcastle and he comes down to the Emirates and turns Arsenal over? What Terry's reaction is going to be to that? Jesus, oh my God. To be schooled for him to have schooled Arteta once is bad enough. Well, twice in the Europa League, but for him to come down and do it with Newcastle as well, I think poor Terry will have a breakdown. Personally, Eddie Howe isn't the man for him. His teams cannot defend. Newcastle still can't defend. No, they're not. And for me, Newcastle needs someone, and ASAP, who's going to get them out, who's going to help them to stay up in the relegation dogfight. And for me, there's only one man for the job, and that's Big Sam. I know he's been there before and the fans didn't really take to him, but if he's given the right budget and he's given the right amount of time, he'll get them out of trouble. I'm confident of that. I've heard about Unai Emery. Imagine a watch along for Arsenal and Newcastle with Emery's returning. Laugh out loud. Absolutely, mate. It'd be absolutely priceless. And especially if Newcastle turn Arsenal over. Oh my God, poor Terry. He'd have an absolute meltdown. Maybe that's what it needs for Terry to turn. I don't know, because he nearly happened the last time. If it happened again, oh my God. So yeah, then on to last night's game at Arsenal and Crystal Palace. The game ended in a 2-0 draw. I thought Arsenal were going to lose it by 1-0, and they scored almost Arsenal scored an equaliser in almost the last the last minute of stoppage time to bring the game back to 2-2, but another dreadful performance. I'm going to do a review of that game in a minute, but basically, I just thought Arsenal were woeful. And again, they just failed to control the game. And to me, it just shows that Arteta is tactically inept. And James says Diesel will keep telling him off as well. Yes, he will. And it will be absolutely superb. I will absolutely love it. So, anyway, let's move on. So this was the Premier League table as it stood this morning after all the matches from match day 8. And as you can see, Chelsea are sitting top, clear of Liverpool by 1 point. Manchester City sitting third. I don't think that's going to change between now and the end of the season. It'll be those three going nip and tuck for the rest of the season, I believe, for the league title. Brighton, surprisingly, are in fourth, but like I said, I don't think that's going to stay like that unless they start taking the chances. Tottenham are up to fifth, surprisingly, despite all the talk about how poor they were. So, yeah, and Everton are sitting in eighth on 14 points. Only 3 points behind Manchester City, who are third. And then Arsenal are on 11 points, 8 points behind the leaders, Chelsea. And in the relegation zone, we got Burnley and Newcastle United, both on 3 points, and Norwich on 2 points. And those three clubs are already starting to fall behind the rest of them above. Leeds are on 6, so they're 3 points ahead of Burnley, Newcastle, and Norwich, or 4 points ahead of Norwich. So Norwich are already starting to fall adrift. So those three sides need to start getting some points in the bag, otherwise they're going to find it very difficult to get out of trouble. And James says, your midfield was very weak again. If I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be celebrating a draw against Palace. It just papers over the cracks. Absolutely, mate. And that's my thoughts about it as well. I remember when we won the league at White Hart Lane in that famous 2-2 draw. And the Tottenham fans, Tottenham scored a penalty in the last minute to make it 2-2, and their players were all jumping up and down and dancing around, celebrating a draw. And Omri was saying to them, look, you do know we only need to get a draw to win the title, don't you? And they were just jumping around and making a lot of noise. And before the game, the police had asked the Arsenal players that if they got the result they needed, they pleaded with them not to celebrate on the pitch because it could cause a riot. And so the Arsenal players had agreed to do that. But then when they did that, Henri said, no, I'm going to go and celebrate with my fans. And you're going to see how much it hurts them. And fair play to him. He's absolutely right. And now, all that moving forward, all those years from all those years ago, we're celebrating draws with a team at home is, to be with the utmost respect to them, are a mid-table club. And it's pathetic. And if you look at that league table, right, there's only 1, 2, 3 sides who've scored fewer goals than Arsenal. And that is Southampton, who are 4 points behind us. And then Burnley and Norwich are both in the bottom 3. And Burnley have only scored 2 goals fewer than us, and Norwich have only scored 2 goals. So that just tells you everything you need to know, really. And all this rubbish about how he's fixed the defence. We've conceded so far 12 goals in 8 games. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's about 10 sides in the Premier League who've scored fewer goals than us. So don't tell me he's fixed the defence, because he hasn't. And then James has come out with another chat saying it's still tight at the top half of the table. It is, mate. There's 8 points separating Chelsea, who are top of the table, and Arsenal, who are 12th. So, or 9 points if you include Aston Villa, who are the 1 place below us. So they've got 10 points and Chelsea have got 19. So, and Villa, they're in 13th place, and Chelsea, the top of the table, in 19. 9 points difference between 1st and 13th. So it just shows you how tight it is. So, right, so going on to our prediction game. James, you're winning it at the moment. You're in the lead with 57 points. My mate Mick is second with 50. I've got 39, and Jamie Hill is in last place, but I only really put him into it this week, so he's only got 6 points. So yeah, I'm in serious trouble of being left in the wake of you and Mick's dust, I'm afraid. So I need to really up my game this week. So yeah, anyone who's interested in getting involved in this competition, all you need to do is just predict the results for all the Premier League matches at the weekends, for the weekend's matches. So, and to enter, all you need to do is make sure that you email me your predictions on the day before the first game is played at 5 o'clock, or if you see me online and you want to give me your predictions in a live stream that I'm doing, that's fine as well. That's what James does, and that's absolutely fine. I haven't got a problem with that at all. So yeah, it's great fun. There's information on the Warren's Team Talk Facebook page about how it all works properly. So have a read of that. And if you're not sure about how it works, then please feel free to email me and I'll explain it to you. And it's Jamie Hill's just popped into the chat saying bonjour. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Hope you're well. And thanks for joining us, Jamie. And James Dunlop says, big up, Jamie. And yeah, I'd go along with that, mate. Big up to you. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, James. Yeah, I've got 6 points. Way! Yeah, you even managed to get more points than what I did. You got one game where you got 5 points. So You did really, really well. I think the one that you got the 5 points for was the Arsenal game last night. Then Jamie says, hello, Warren. Hello, mate. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're having a great day. And Jamie saying, I'm good, thanks. So, yeah, it's shaping out quite well, really. So, yeah, it's just a bit of fun, really. And I just thought it'd be quite a cool thing to do. So, yeah, it looks like it's going well. Yeah, so I'm just going to give a shout out for some other YouTube channels. The Old School Gunners YouTube channel. He's a massive Arsenal fan, been supporting Arsenal since 1992. He puts out daily content. He's a really good lad. He's very passionate about Arsenal. Make sure you check him out because these videos are absolutely superb. Then there's the 3 Pointers TV YouTube channel, and another excellent YouTube channel. And this channel is run by 3 mates who are all massive Arsenal fans. And now I think they actually went to the match last night. It'd be interesting to see what their thoughts were about the game. So yeah, they bring out a lot of Arsenal related content. They do watch-alongs now and again as well. Then there's Arsenal Alex, another massive Arsenal supporter, and he's really mad, passionate Arsenal fan like myself and Old School and the 3 Pointers. So he's definitely worth checking out. And he brings out regular content about the Arsenal. And then last but not least, there's the one and the only, the Claude and the Bansters channel. And that channel is presented by 2 fellas, one called Diesel, one called Terry. And whenever they're on stream together, it can always guarantee there's going to end up in a massive tear-up between the 2 of them, because you've got one on one side who wants Arteta out, and the other one on the other side who thinks that Arteta is the greatest coach in the history of world football. So, yeah, it's great fun watching them. It's definitely popcorn and beer time when the 2 are on stream together, that's for sure. So, yeah, that's the YouTube channel. So I hope you go and check them out, put a like on their videos, subscribe to their channels, all that sort of stuff, because, yeah, they're great. Jamie's coming with another chat and saying he's sad that Everton lost. Yeah, it was quite sad for Everton, really, but James was saying that he thought that West Ham were by far the better team. So James is saying when they come back to stream, I think a lot of people in the chat have a lot to say. I'm certainly going to have a lot to say. And I'm telling you, mate, I'm going to have a big surprise ready for Terry. He caught me on the hop the last time he came because I wanted it to have it ready for them, but I didn't have time to get it prepared. So next time that they come on stream, I'm going to have it ready, and he's not going to know what hits him, mate. I'm telling you, I can't wait. But I do miss their streams, I really do, and I love the guys, I really do. I think they're absolutely great, and I really miss them. So yeah, guys, that's it for now. I'm going to do another stream in a little while where I review last night's game between Arsenal and Crystal Palace. So if you're around and you want to join me for that, feel free to do so. It'd be great to see you there, and we can have a good old chat about the Arsenal Palace game, and I'll be really interested to hear what you've got to say. Anyway, so thanks for joining me. And thanks to all those people who've watched this on playback. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget, like I say, to put a like on the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please make sure that you pass the video around to as many people as you possibly can. But more important than any of that, please make sure you share some love and happiness around the world. And yeah, have a great rest of the day wherever you happen to be. So take care and thanks for joining me. And like I say, I look forward to seeing you all again real soon. Yeah, I'll see you both soon. Thanks very much for coming in, James, and spoken word poetry, Jamie Hill. I really appreciate it. And it's lovely to see you both, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.